What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm going to be doing a speed art video showing you how I drew 3 very different cards, all from different planets, in set 3 of the Chaos Galaxy, and give you some drawing tips, so hopefully you'll learn a thing or two whilst you watch this video. And these are 3 new cards which I've never shown before, and to draw them I'll be using a mechanical pencil, a 0.5mm black fine liner pen, and my Copic sketch markers to colour them in. So this is a creature from the planet Roker called Chinook the Wind Fighter, and shout out to my flatmate who actually came up with the idea for him. I did the drawing though. As you can see, the first thing you notice as I'm drawing his head and his torso, he's slightly turned to the left. I didn't draw him front on because it gives a more 3D effect if you draw him at a slight angle. I've given him kind of a Japanese looking oriental armour. I'm a real big fan of kind of samurai stuff. But then moving on to drawing his arms very quickly, this was quite difficult because I had to draw a load of ellipses, and an ellipse is basically a circle but drawn at an angle, so not straight on. And it's a very difficult skill to do this, and yeah, it's difficult to see because I moved the picture around a lot whilst I was drawing it, but I had to redraw quite a few of the circles. But if you can get ellipses right, and you kind of have to go around in a circle motion quite a few times, then you can get them right and they look really good. Drawing his face, I wanted him to look angry but not too threatening because he's not going to be a super powerful card. But to get the emotion right on the face of a creature, you do quite often have to draw it 3 or 4 times just to get it right. And I think I did well. He looks pretty angry but not too threatening. I'm just going over him in the fine liner pen now. And yeah, whilst I'm doing this for set 3, I wanted to do kind of more unconventional cards. So the planet Roker is obviously the wind planet in the Chaos Galaxy, and kind of an unconventional way of looking at the wind as an element, drawing something like a musical instrument. So just moving on to the shading now, and I've slowed this down into normal time so I can show you the technique I use. I'm using a lot of warm greys for this, and I start off on this right arm by applying the darker colour that's going to be the darkest highlight of the arm, and then I go over this whilst the dark ink is still wet with the lighter warm grey, and because the inks kind of blend together it makes a really nice gradual colour, and then I go over that again with an even darker warm grey, and then blend that in with the now medium dark grey, and then go over it all again with the lightest grey whilst all the inks are still wet to give a really nice blended colour to it. But the main thing is you have to be quick, you don't have to be too precise with it. You just get back onto it, go switching between the darker and light colours and getting the ink to kind of mix in together whilst it's still wet. And then doing this effect again, only smaller for the wind chimes on his arms. And then I wanted to add a bit of colour in, and then when you're drawing creatures like this, it's really helpful to look at images like samurai armour and kind of Japanese outfits, and they use a lot of dark reds and navy dark blues and greens. So they're the colours I added into him. And because he's quite a serious card, I didn't want to give him that much colour, just kind of something to break up the grey and have him still look interesting. Just finishing off the legs now, and that's Chinook the Wind Fighter, name still subject to change, done. Okay, this next card I'm drawing is more of a cute card, and I've never really shown one of these in one of my speed art videos before, so I thought it'd be quite interesting to show you. And with cute cards like this, it's really important to get their emotions right, because there's nothing epic like cool armour to draw you in. So as you can see, I'm going over his mouth like 4 or 5 different times to get him funny looking enough to kind of catch your attention, as opposed to having him as like a really big scary dragon to catch your attention. And I drew this card off the top of my head, which is something I don't normally do either. So as you can see, I changed the shape of his body quite a few times because I was really just winging it and going as I went. And again, as you can see, I went over the shape of his head quite a few times, just testing things out to get it right and make him look the best I can. Just shading over him again with a warm grey, and then going over the top with the darker grey just to blend it all in whilst the ink's still wet and not fixed on the paper. I then wanted to give him a bit of colour, so I gave him some dark green highlights. I've never done this before, but I thought it looked quite interesting as I did it. Again, like Chinook, he's quite a dark card, so I tried to throw in some colour on his armour, although not too much. I wanted to make him look like he was out of like a little tribe or something, and he'd handmade his own armour. But yeah, that's this creature finished, and his name is Ung Ung. And like I said before, you'll be seeing him in set 3. Okay, this final creature for the video is kind of a mutated creature from the planet Sindel. I want to make an archetype of peaceful creatures that have been kind of infected by this virus, and they've started going a bit strange and mutating, causing them to have weird abilities. Because this creature is such a weird shape, start with the head and then draw the body and limbs coming off that. So I went over with the normal shape of the body and then kind of drew in the sort of details for the atomic mutant character over it. And it's quite hard to get the emotion in these characters right, because half of him is mutated and half of him is fine. But I think I did quite well capturing his face, although I think I put a few too many tentacles on him, and it made him look a bit strange, and kind of, if you're looking at him as a viewer, there's quite a lot going on and it's quite hard to focus in on one part of the character. So in that sense of this creature, I haven't done very well, although I am still a fan of him nonetheless. Because you get quite lost in the image and you can't really tell what's what, I wanted to use the colour to really sort of make things stand out. So I've given the unmutated parts of him a light purple colour, and then the mutated parts, I've gone over them with a really dark green. So it's kind of a completely opposite colour that just sort of defines what's what in the creature. Again, doing the same technique using the shading, starting with the lighter colour, then going over in a darker green and then blending it together. Not too much to say about this creature. Let me know what you think of him though, and if you'd like to see more from this archetype, it'll either be in set 3 or a potential starter deck that I'll be releasing soon, so that's exciting. I don't have a name for them yet, but for now, this is Mutated Sindel Creature number 1. So guys, that's it for this video. Let me know which of these cards you like and if you found the video helpful. I am still working away at set 3 and it's coming along really nicely, so I'll have more cards to show off for you soon. But apart from that, set 2 is coming out soon. I have received the package from the Game Crafters, so hopefully everything should be okay and I can get that on sale at the start of November. Apart from that, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.